What is the deal, YouTube? What's the deal, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Just got finished watching the Dolphins versus the Denver Broncos. A completely meaningless game to me. One that I thought we would see us go out there. There's a bunch of little interesting things that happen in this game that we need to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is, did our defense look good, or did the Denver Bronco offense just look outright ass? It could have been a little bit of both, but Jesus Christ, Siemian is the worst quarterback in the NFL. I don't think there's any quarterback worse than Trevor Siemian. I'm talking about missing wide open receivers, having receivers open, throwing to the wrong receivers, throwing the ball over the head of receivers, not throwing catchable passes, throwing the ball behind receivers. On that Siemian Howard pick, the ball was behind the receiver. Siemian Howard jumped the route, picked it off, and ran it back for a touchdown. Just an absolutely terrible throw by Trevor Siemian. Like I said, one of the worst quarterbacks in football. And I was joking on my Facebook page. I said, geez, I think I've actually found a worse quarterback than Jay Cutler. Siemian is awful, absolutely awful. Today we got to see what this defense could look like if they played with a lead. And I mean, they got pressure on the quarterback, got heat on the quarterback, got after him. I think they had, like, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 11 hits. Like 11 hits in the like the first half of the game. So a lot of hits on Trevor Siemian. 2 safeties in the game. Siemian Howard coming up with 2 picks in the game. The second one came off of a tip pass by the defensive tackle Phillips, and Siemian Howard was in the right spot at the right time. 2 picks. The third pick was from T.J. McDonald. Nice pick from T.J. McDonald. Just going over the stats here a little bit, Siemian was 19 of 41, 200 yards, and 3 picks. C.J. Anderson gave him 15 carries and 67 yards. C.J. Anderson also led him in receptions, 4 catches, 43 yards, and Jamal Charles had 5 catches for 39 yards. The receivers for the Denver Broncos didn't do jack shit. Demaryius Thomas only had 2 catches for 27 yards. And Emmanuel Sanders had 2 catches for 11 yards. On the other side of the ball, Jay Cutler was 18 for 31, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. That second pick was a dumb fucking pick. That's a terrible pick from Jay Cutler. Throwing the ball, doing Jay Cutler things. That's what I call that. That was vintage Jay Cutler. The man threw the ball up into a fucking crowd. The shit didn't even make no sense. He had a wide open, I think it was either tight end, it was a running back on a wheel route. Wide the fuck open. Jay Cutler forces the ball in the middle of like 5 people. The ball gets tipped up and picked off. Anyway, Kenyon Drake, 23 carries for 120 yards. A career day for Kenyon Drake. Sonoris Perry taking 5 carries for 22 yards. Kenny Stills, 5 catches, 98 yards, and a touchdown. Jarvis Landry second, 5 catches, 62 yards, and no points. The second other touchdown from us receiving came from Julius Thomas on a perfectly placed ball from Jay Cutler. Good ball placement from Jay Cutler as he hit Thomas with a perfectly placed ball. Now, if you look at where the placement is on this ball, and then you go back, and I think it was against the Saints, if I'm not mistaken, when he was throwing the ball and he threw the ball back towards the middle of the field where the defender had a better shot at it than Julius Thomas. This is where that ball should have been placed, to the back shoulder, where he's able to give either the receiver was going to catch that ball or it was going to be incomplete. That was a great ball thrown by Jay Cutler. Great ball. Good ball. But anyway, we win a game which I deem to be meaningless. I do not understand the logic behind going out here and beating the Denver Broncos, going to 5-7, and then having to face. Now, if you watch my video earlier, we beat. Well, what the fuck I'm talking about? If you watch my video earlier, you will see that Tyrod Taylor, the quarterback of the Denver Broncos, got hurt. I don't know the extent of the injury. I have not been able to look at the extent of the Tyrod Taylor injury. But that could mean that instead of having to face Tyrod Taylor when we play the Bills twice, we could actually end up playing Nathan Peterman, which could be a break for us. Trying to figure out. I haven't gotten an opportunity to look at it. It's Tyrod Taylor was actually carted off the field. Okay. They're saying it was a knee injury. Let's see. Yeah, they're saying it was a knee injury for Tyrod Taylor. So if Tyrod Taylor's not in there and we play Buffalo, that gives us an opportunity to go out there and beat the Buffalo Bills possibly twice without Tyrod Taylor. It's doable. Then you have to look at the two. See, God damn it. See, this is why I didn't want to win a game. I didn't want to win a game because then my mind was going to start thinking like a fucking fan and not like someone who wants to get a better pick and understanding from an NFL analyst perspective, understanding that we're not going to be a player. See, now I'm thinking like a fan. I'm thinking, okay, we beat the Broncos. The defense looks good. We go out there. We get a win over the Patriots. Tyrod Taylor went down. We get 2 wins over Buffalo. And the Chiefs are not looking that great because they just got beat by the Jets. We could run the table and get to 9-7 and possibly get a playoff berth. See, this is the shit that Dolphin fans go through every fucking year. I try to get over this mental illness, but I can't. I can't. See, I go from tanking to this shit. This is what happens when you're a fanboy. Don't be like me. Don't be a fanboy. Think logically. Because right now I'm not thinking logically. I'm thinking 9-7, we can run the table and still get it to the playoffs. It's hard. It's hard being a football fan of a team because you never think a team is going to lose until the final horn goes off. So, yeah, man. Good win. It kind of keeps the season alive, even at 5-7, because of how the AFC. I think the Ravens won today, though. If I'm not mistaken, the Ravens just won a game. The Ravens actually, the Bills lost today. Okay, so let's have a look at this this playoff seeding real quick here before I end this video. So here we are. If the playoffs started today, this is what the seeding would look like. You would have the Ravens versus the Titans, Jaguars versus the Chiefs. Chiefs are actually the 4th seed. And the Steelers and the Patriots would get the bye week. Now, we are still in the hunt right now. We're 5-7. Bills are 6-5. We need a lot of fucking help. But we play this Bill team twice. We got to play this Bill team twice. So, and without Tyrod Taylor, that's a much, much better That's a winnable game. We have the same record as the Jets. We split the. I don't know what the tiebreaker would look like. We have the tiebreaker over the Chargers because we got a victory. The Bengals. I don't know what. That's Andy Dalton though. I don't trust him at all. But see, we would have been in a much better place if we would have won last week, man. If we would have won last week, which you're down 28-17, you just scored a touchdown, you're going down the field, and that fucking that drop pass by Jarvis Landry fucked the entire game. Because after that, everything went left. If we would have won last game and then come back and we win this one, now we're on a roll. We're going back to New England. That game, well, actually not back to New England because that game is coming down here in prime time. Go out there, you win a tough one against the Patriots. Again, you get 2 victories versus the Patriots, and then Tyrod Taylor's out. Now you got 2 games versus Buffalo. That's a lot easier to win. You could possibly run the table, get to 10-6, and you're in the playoffs, and you're hot. But as we sit right now, we need a lot of fucking help. A lot of help. Anyway, Dolphin Fan Voices podcast will come to you next Sunday night as we will, wait a minute. I think that game is Sunday night. Yo, next Sunday night, the 11th of December, we will talk Dolphins versus Patriots right here on the channel, 8 o'clock. We will also probably recap this Bronco game a little bit more in depth, talk about some of the things that we saw. Mike Pouncey hurt again. Big shocker. That motherfucker's always hurt. He's always damn hurt. They need to put his ass in some bubble wrap. Every time man, goddamn big hurt. Anyway, I'm out of here. Dolphins go to 5-7, defeating the Denver Broncos and old garbage ass Trevor Siemian. Sorry, son of a bitch. That dude is garbage. See, if I was a head coach, man, I would never take a franchise that doesn't have a quarterback. You can get past a lot of other shit, but if you don't have a quarterback, man, you ain't going nowhere. No fucking where. And Adam Gase is talking to the media right now. And the video has no sound. Fuck. Oh, I forgot to talk about the elephant that was in the room. The onside kick when you're already up, you're winning big. You go for an onside kick, and then you have fails. Take a deep shot. You're up like 30. You're up 35-9, and fails throws like a 40-yard pass. To me, that was Dolphins working against some good cornerbacks, a very good defensive, a very good linebacker in Von Miller, and just trying to get some momentum. I would have been more mad if we would have taken it easy. You want to, like, when you're playing against a defense that has Von Miller, Chris Harris Jr., you want to go out there and get as many reps as you possibly can, especially when you're hot and you got to work. So I understood the onside kick. I understood the throw. I understood it all. It all made sense to me because that's probably what I would have did as a coach. Now, I understand you don't want to get anybody hurt, but you want to kind of gain some momentum from this. You want to get as many plays in as you could possibly get in. That's my explanation. I don't know what Gase is saying, but that would be my explanation for it. Gase says a lot of times Teams leaves the guy unblocked that asks King and Drake to win versus unblocked defender. Well, duh. Our run blocking is ass. It's not anything new. Anyway, folks, kind of torn on the win. We get the win, but like I said, man, a win that takes us back in the draft and takes us away from a pick and kind of makes our pick worse. To me, it has to be a win that pushes us forward. Like, if this win comes and we end up at 9-7 in the playoffs and we're hot, then I'm okay with the win. If this win comes and then we get whooped the rest of the games in the season and we lose a couple spots in the draft because of this win, and now instead of trading up with us to get a better pick to go after the quarterback, let's say the Jets are behind us and they trade up to get a quarterback, and we fall 2 spots because of this win, I'm gonna be pissed because it didn't make no sense. Like, if we end up at 5-11 and we just won this game just for the hell of it, basically, that will make me mad. If we end up at 9-7 in a playoff berth and we're hot and we got a shot, I'm okay with that. Anyway, man. Let me know how you feel about this. I know I've said that a couple times. Follow me on Twitter. Twitter handle is @casual, @KSUWELL. PlayStation Network tag is Hard Hitting Sport. That's HARDHITTINGSPOR. They would not let me put the TS in my name, so it's just Hard Hitting Sport. And add me on Facebook, man, because that's where I'm streaming all the games. I'll talk to you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.